2633 has been a recipe for a lot of back and forth among the policymakers. However, not too many people may understand what the system is all about, how it's structured, how it will work rather, and what is the difference between it and the exam-oriented 844. So let's learn a bit. Let's look at the gist of the new system according to what has been published by the Kenya Institute of Curriculum Development. Now, the first 5 years of the schooling of the children will begin in pre-primary. There are 2 years of that. We have the pre-primary, which will take 2 years. That's PP1 and PP2. That means we are doing away with what we've called pre-unit ordinarily. And the next 3 years will be in lower primary, which is grade 1 to grade 3. Meaning, again, we are going to move out from what we've ordinarily known or traditionally known as standard 1, 2, 3, all the way up to 8. So for the first 5 years, that is what these children will be doing. Now, let's take a look at what is looking to be achieved. What are the goals of this phase? Now, first and foremost, in the early education years, that's EYE. One is to have basic literacy and numeracy skills by these pupils, then communicate appropriately, both verbally and non-verbally, as well as have creativity and critical thinking in their decision making, which is going to be brought in right from a very young age. Then we have hygiene, nutrition, sanitation, and safety skills, which will also be taught and reiterated at this stage. Emotional, physical, spiritual, and moral development, trying to have a more holistic view, and digital literacy skills will also be enforced in these first 5 years of their learning activities. And all that is the early years education, after which we then move to the middle school. Victoria.
That's right, the middle school education, perfect segue into what they'll call upper primary. That'll take 3 years from grades 4 to 6. And the goal of this is to improve literacy, numeracy skills, logical thinking, as we saw in the early education stage, to have them communicate effectively in diverse contexts, social skills, spiritual and moral values as well. And then they'll also be looking at hygiene, appropriate sanitation and nutrition, looking at practicality of raising kids, ethical behavior and good citizenship, as well as applied digital literacy skills in communication and learning. So this is to ensure there's holistic program when it comes to educating the kids at that stage. Now, when it comes to the other stage of this is now lower secondary. This is between the grades 7 and 9 to explore their own abilities. This is really the beginning of self-discovery, a journey of self-discovery. Also looking at the issue of undergoing career guidance. So we don't have students coming into school not knowing what they want to do in their careers. So really beginning that process for them. And this is under the pre-technical and pre-career education to ensure that they know what they want before they even get into what they'll call senior school, Dan.
Exactly. Senior school, which is what we have between grade 10 and grade 12. Right. Now, senior school is going to begin by having the students split into 3 pathways. There's possibility of 3 pathways. You could choose to go into the arts, sports and science, or you could go into social sciences, or to STEM, which is the science, technology, engineering and mathematics. And interestingly, the KICD and the government at large thinks that 15% will go towards the arts and sports, 25% to the social sciences, and STEM will have about 60%, which is significant. Now, the goals of this, or the senior school, is 1, to communicate effectively and utilize ICT. They expect the students to apply mathematical, logical, critical thinking skills in their decision making, and exploit individual talents for leisure and fulfillment in their career growth. Again, trying to be more holistic in how they do their things. Also, they look to have them demonstrate application and promotion of healthcare strategies, demonstration of appreciation of diversity in people and cultures, as well as have them manage pertinent and contemporary issues responsibly. And so these are some of the things that they're looking to achieve through this, senior school, which is 3 years. That's from grade 10 to grade 12. Absolutely. Now, beyond that, we now move on to the senior school goals, which I think we've spoken on, and move to tertiary education, which is the next level of the education, which is now between university and college.
And really by this time, Dan, I think what they're trying to do is ensure that students are clear on what they want to do. If it's starting a business, if it's getting into the working world, they have a great understanding of what it is they want to do. It's interesting, when I was going to university, I have to share this.
Yes.
We had a lot of undecideds on campus. So these are students who came in, had no idea what they wanted to major in. So hopefully by the second year of university, they would have figured it out. So hopefully this basic education system will lessen the numbers of undecideds coming into tertiary or even university levels. So.
Exactly, and so those who will be going into university are going to have the option of having 3 years, and those who are going to college will have the option of having 2 years, depending on the line that you've taken. And like we said, it seems the government is still projecting that we'll have more people going for the sciences. We've been a science-based economy, so to speak, or education system in the 844, and it seems in the same thread is being pulled on and going to the 2633, which is then again something we watch out for, see whether the artists are going to now rise up, because there's only about 15% of people are going to be looking into that.